This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace world and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
Hello, Mr. Barnard.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. Like we were saying, is it the green room or the blue room?
I'd say the blue room. The blue room sounds good.
Dude, time is just fucking flying by.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, we did a little, double header so we could do Ask Meanie last week because I was traveling up to Connecticut. Mm-hmm. And, we're removed from said trip to Connecticut. And me and Mrs. Meanie were like, little inside baseball. We're recording on a Friday. June 14th, and like last night we were just like, my God, it's like we were just preparing to go to Connecticut this time, last week, and it's like the time just flew by. It's insane. Yeah. It's just the older you get, the quicker time just flies by. It's weird. It's like we're in some kind of an experiment. I don't know. It's weird.
It feels very much like a simulation these days. Like I was saying in the blue room. I was saying that and you'd mentioned there's like a decade or so that's missing. Like I genuinely feel like that. Like what the fuck did I do in 2006? I don't know. Yeah. I have I can't remember. Like I have photographs. I was a firefighter then, I turned 21 that year. So like I have some memory of that time, but like, what did I actually fucking do? And I can't fucking remember. And it was sparked because I was watching something I was listening to something on Sirius XM, and the date said 1995. And I'm like, there's no fucking way that was 29 years ago already. Cause I remembered the summer of 95. Like that can't be right. I'm not going to be 40 next year. This is insane. I don't like this very much.
No, sir, don't like it. Like the horse from Ren and Stimpy.
I was just going to say that. I need that sound on the board because I do have a new sound for you today, sir.
Angel Hernandez, you stink, and I don't like you.
We will work that into everything we possibly can.
Love the Philly Captain. Shout out to the Philly Captain.
Shout out to
one of my favorite YouTubers.
He's so fucking great, man. I've been catching up on his stuff. Shout out to the Pod Squad as well. You see their names and their chats flashing up on the left-hand side underneath me here. You can see everything as we record this live. And you can also, Meanie, I'll have you know, you can join us live, early, and ad-free every week. And I'm going to tell you where to go. If you come in close and listen, you go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie, which is right above my head. Sign up today. Meanie tiers starting at just $10. That's pizza money. You can afford $10. But Lucha, friend of the show, says, I graduated from high school in 2006, and it's time for me to go to the old folks' home after reading that. So thank you. Appreciate you.
Make me into a stamp. Dude, seriously, from 2008 to 2018, doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I have
no recollection.
Yvonne Kill says, join us. It's not a cult.
We promise.
Right.
We promise it's not a cult. We're glad to be able to join you tonight. I know I had a little bit of a power issue again here in lovely, scenic Downingtown. It's been a little crazy here. It's always the power. I was to say to Meanie, the power seems to always fucking go out here all the time. And then Vanessa Bello says the power is like Bret Hart reacting to WCW. And I wanted to start at the top there, Meanie, at the top of the program and see what your thoughts, if you had an opportunity to check out Who Killed WCW and get your thoughts on the program.
Oh, it's really well done. No surprise that Jason and Evan from Dark Side of the Ring, who are producing this with the Dwayne Rock Johnson.
That's right.
Who I stole a receipt to.
Anytime you're ready, Rock.
Yeah.
Anytime. We're here.
Yeah, just give me a day's notice. I'll load up on some cabbage and some PBRs.
Let it marinate in there with that kombucha, man. Let's fucking let it really ride.
Yeah, man. I got my kombucha right here.
Shoo.
I'll be making cable in no time, man. I'll just fucking making myself a khaki lasso. Some twine.
just twisted it up all the way out.
Yeah. But who killed WCW?
Mm-hmm.
I went into it like with certain things I hoped for. I had hoped each episode would be more than an hour. It's the usual 44 minutes or whatever, some seconds, because they're working for commercials. And I was like, man, can you really tell that much time in 44 minutes? And then I had to, remind myself that it's 4 episodes on one topic as opposed to Dark Side of the Ring, which is one topic, 44 minutes. So they have time to let things breathe. And watching the first 2, we're up to episode 2. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go into, the other thing I had hoped for because I just finished listening to the audio book called Nitro by Guy Evans. Mm-hmm. And that is a very good book. Like, if you ever want to know, like, everything that went down with WCW, get that book. As Jeff Jarrett would say, it's very granular. Yeah, it goes well into the weeds. A lot of things I never knew. You just think of certain things, but I was like, man, I hope it's as good as Guy Evans' book. And I was delighted to see that they had included Guy Evans in on the show.
Yeah.
And he's in there, and, he's the ultimate, because everybody, you watch a documentary and this person has this side of a story. This person has a side story. Guy Evans just deals with the facts, just the facts, ma'am.
That's right.
So yeah, I'm happy he's involved, and they got a lot of good people involved with it. I love the way it's shot. Love the music. Love the way it looks. I don't want to go too deep into it in case if somebody hasn't watched it. There's not much to spoil, but
right.
There's some cool stuff. Like episode 1 had some really cool scenes from the last ever Nitro that had never been seen. Mm-hmm. I guess there was a producer who had known he knew that day was going to be the last day, and he busted out a camera and just recorded some behind the scenes stuff and got some really cool stuff. And they showed it in episode 1. But as you expect, everybody has their theories. Everybody has their offenses and defenses on everything involved. Very well done. Great show. I can't wait to see the next episode. And kudos to Vice. They tweeted out after episode 1 that it was the highest rated debut show in the channel's history, which really isn't a surprise, given the history of Dark Side of the Ring. Mm-hmm. Jason Evans' history with Vice, between Dark Side and Tales from the Territories, and now Who Killed WCW.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see what they're doing, and good for them. Have you seen it?
I have. Yeah, I actually watched it. So I watched it, I think earlier this week is when episode 2 came out. I really enjoy it, man. I really do. Like, I'm a big, as I'm a big history guy, so I love the details and the inner workings of behind the scenes stuff and all the companies. It's really well produced. It kept my attention through the entire show as well. Some documentaries can be very tedious in some aspects. Vice does a really good job of keeping your attention through the whole thing. The show is edited incredibly well. The audio is crisp. Everything looks great. A few of the things that I really like is the fact that, like, you know, now that television's rock the Dwayne Johnson as part of WWE, he's able to basically source actual video footage from WWE's archives to use in the show. So you're seeing WWE, you're seeing ECW, you're seeing WCW, like you're seeing all of these different things and the actual footage from the show. So I think for me, that takes it up to another level as far as storytelling and really painting that picture, because I think there's a lot of folks, like I collaborated with some friends recently before, I think it was before the Rumble. It was Adrian Hernandez and Liam Crowley from comicbook.com. And neither of them were watching wrestling in like the way that we were back then and don't really have a ton of memories about WCW. Now, we remember watching that stuff, and I'm sure if you're listening, you remember watching it as well. It's not everything on that was very good. You know what I mean? Like, not everything on that was very good. And you have to actually see it to believe it. So I enjoy it. I think it's a great program. I think I'm very excited for episode 3. I will agree that Guy Evans is definitely someone who should have been involved in that project from the very beginning, just because that book is like this big, and he is the first person that's ever really gone into that type of detail with the book. So, or with the story of WCW. So, there's been a handful of things online that, you know, like I said, that you can, if you haven't seen it yet, definitely go out of your way to see it. It's not, like you said, it's not like we're really spoiling anything. But I do have a question about it for you. Adam from Downingtown wants to know, Meanie, jumping ahead a little bit, but do you think that there's still brand value in WCW? What I mean by that is, take it back to like 05, ECW, One Night Stand. There was still a lot of goodwill and a lot of brand value in the ECW brand. Do you think it's possible after this, and because of the response, that you could potentially see something like a WCW reanimated? And if so, what do you think would happen? What do you think that would look like?
I don't know if they would go through the trouble of reanimating WCW, because I think they saw what happened when they reanimated ECW.
Yeah.
But I see, you know, and it's funny you ask, because I think there's an opportunity there for WWE to start working with TNA. Mm-hmm. You know, while they can't reanimate, you know, WCW because of what happened when they tried to retinker with ECW, there's an opportunity to help a younger brand, kind of like the way WWE helped ECW. Mm-hmm. You know, back in the day, you know, WWE helped ECW a lot. And, you know, some stuff in front of the cameras, a lot of stuff behind the cameras that people hadn't known until, you know, the company closed and, you know, the creditors came out. But, yeah, it's just, I think what we're seeing right now with WWE, admittedly, just, you know, working with TNA, I think they're trying to help bring awareness to another brand, and, you know, potentially help give their product exposure too, because look at all the guys in WWE that's come from TNA. I was watching the Clash at the Castle kickoff show, and, you know, they brought up TNA right to AJ Styles. Crazy. Yeah, Michael Cole bringing up TNA to AJ Styles at a WWE event in Scotland. Right. And a TNA chant broke out. So, you know, it's definitely a good time to be a fan. Yeah. You know, WWE under Paul is going to do some good things, some good business. But it's, you know, go back to your question about could they reanimate a WCW? I wouldn't even try to do that. Yeah. There's been too much time passed, you know, to go with it. It's just it's a nostalgia brand now, much like ECW, and that's okay. You know, they have people, you know, go back and look at things that they did, the good at, and, the bad, but, mostly good things they did with WCW, there's, definitely a loyalty there. But, I think WWE is doing good things now with, helping TNA and, trying to help another company, because TNA's, kind of hit like a rough patch where like they were doing really good. And then, Scott D'Amore is no more in TNA, and the roster was a little bit upset and understandable. And it looked like there might have been some turbulence there.
Yeah.
But now if, WWE could come along and offer some stability, and bring some eyes to that product where they can, get more fans or get more pay-per-view buys, or people can subscribe to the TNA Plus or whatever revenue they can help TNA, garner by just shining a light on them and saying, hey, there's other wrestling too.
Yeah.
It'll be good for business.
I think there's a great opportunity to, like you said, really revitalize the TNA brand, because I think there's a lot of great talent on the brand. I think TNA in general seems to fall a lot more in line creatively with WWE than an AEW program. It remains to be seen, what the long-term effect was that AEW's collaborative time with TNA was. It's kind of, it was great during the pandemic. Everybody was kind of playing along there. What it did for them, I don't know.
Right.
But I think with the juggernaut of WWE behind them,
right,
I think there's a lot more opportunity there for them. I mean, just Jordan Grace is talking about, she wants to bring talent over from NXT or WWE to compete for the Knockouts title. There's a possibility that the Knockouts title could be defended at fucking SummerSlam. Like, it's a really cool thing to think about, and the potential that AJ Styles could go back to TNA as a contracted WWE performer to wrestle there. Like, that's even cooler, right? So I don't necessarily know if I want to see WWE purchase TNA. I think you're going to run into a lot of the same trouble that you had with WCW. Now, I think Hunter probably has a lot different mechanism than what would happen back, like what happened with WCW or ECW. Because I think TKO would probably end up being the one that acquired it and then just operated it as if it was a second or, a third brand under that umbrella, and not have to worry about, absorbing anything or losing any of that steam. I will say, though, that I enjoyed, I read an article today from PW Insider was talking about that they're looking to resurrect the Bad Blood pay-per-view title around, I think, Halloween or October to commemorate the first Hell in a Cell match. And I love the idea of them resurrecting that. And you mentioned that it was a nostalgia brand now. I love the idea of them bringing StarCast as a main pay-per-view event or a premium live event, right? Starcade, right. That's what I meant. Starcade. Yeah. StarCast is our friends over at Ad Free Shows, which you should check out if you haven't already. Starcade. Halloween Havoc. I'm a big fan of Halloween Havoc. It was one of my favorite pay-per-views growing up. I would love to see that as a main roster event as opposed to just on NXT. It's super dope that they do it on NXT, but I'd rather see some of those things become, more than what they are now. But no, I definitely agree with that. So, no, I think, like I said, the show's great. Episode 3, I think, drops by the time you listen to this. You'll probably have already watched episode 3, or it'll be coming out shortly thereafter. So go and check it out. Who Killed WCW on Vice TV. Check your local listings to take a look at it. And don't forget to check out my conversation with Guy Evans over on the Foundation Radio YouTube page from a couple years ago. Fantastic conversation.
And you brought up that, there's a possibility, imagine Jordan Grace defending the belt at SummerSlam. Then also, I read somewhere that, TNA might start doing TV tapings at the Performance Center.
Crazy.
Just when everybody works together, it's the best.
Yeah.
Coming up on the indies, it was just always like, well, if you work for this guy, you can't work with that guy. And it's like, well, are you going to pay me not to work for that guy? And now you got, everybody wanted to, be Vince on the indies.
Yeah.
But now here's this, this precedent, with WWE, they helped DCW, now they're helping TNA, and it's how it should be. Back in the day, you would see, Crockett, talent appear on an AWA show. Mm-hmm. Every now and then the NWA title will get defended at Madison Square Garden.
Right.
Dusty would come up from the Carolinas or Florida to work MSG,
Yeah.
Why can't it be like that again? Why not? Pro wrestling is its own world and it has its own set of rules, but it could write its own rules. And that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely. I don't know how you feel about it, but I love the idea of even WWE and AEW potentially collaborating. Like, that's just money right there, right? I think there's a lot of egos and a lot of pride that's involved with it.
Yeah. But there was one point where I thought maybe AEW and WWE could possibly do something together now that, Cody's there, right? Yeah. But, after certain things that Tony has said, at the moment, I don't see it working. Yeah. Could it down the line? Maybe. It's things are being said and done to make that almost nearly impossible. But I love what they're doing with TNA. It's great.
He's got to get the fuck off Twitter. He has to stay off, which I think we all should, though, right? Like, it's a flaming hellscape at this point. But
well, dude, it sucks, but like, I really watch what I say online. Not that I'm even trying to say anything mildly controversial. I just don't want to deal with the yeah buts or the look at this guy trying to be relevant. That kind of dumb shit. Or people tell me about a business that I've been in for 30 years and shit they say has no merit in reality in the world of professional wrestling. But what are you gonna do? But dude, I watch folks literally killing their own brand on social media.
Yeah.
Without going into detail, I just watch people talk on social media. I'm just like, man, I don't know how that's good for your brand. Uh-huh. We're in a business to entertain people and make people forget about real world shit. Why would you, purposely do something to, make people divided? I don't get it, but that's another debate for another day. But
I'm very conscious.
Some people shouldn't be on social media.
I'm very conscious about what I post, specifically on Twitter. I generally don't get involved in other people's shit, or like if there's a shit storm afoot, I really try to stay away from it. I like genuinely, and it's purposeful. People have, why don't you say this about that? Why don't you say that? Well, it's not my brand. Like, and not even that it's not my brand, but it's just like, it's not important enough for me to get involved in this shit. It's not like we're talking politics. Y'all, if you follow me, my politics. Like, it's not like we're talking about a real world event. We're talking about a scripted television show, something that's supposed to entertain us. Like, we're all going to have different philosophies on this. We're all going to have different viewpoints, but like, I have absolutely less than zero interest in arguing with anybody on Twitter or anybody on Instagram about how great this person is compared to that person and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's the whole thing with these fucking star ratings, man. If you think that star rating sucks, then make your own. Do your own shit. Make it, I don't like, but I'm not going to listen to Dave either. I like what I like. I was talking to the Public Enemies guys, piece of the Public Enemies podcast. You should check them out. They were talking about Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville's match from WrestleMania 2 years ago. and everybody was shitting all over that match. And there's a bunch of people, oh, this isn't pro wrestling, this isn't real wrestling, and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something, man. Do you know what my kid's favorite match from that WrestleMania was? Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville. Do you know how many fucking people outside of the wrestling sphere that we live in came up and told me how much they liked the Johnny Knoxville match? Like, that's the point. That's like, there's something in this for everybody. And I had a moment the other day where I had posted something, unfortunately there are aggregators on Twitter that steal people's content all the time. And I've fallen victim to that. And I put it out there because it happened to a friend of mine as well. And somebody wrote back, well, who the fuck are you? Nobody wants to quote anybody this way. And I snapped back at them, and I shouldn't have.
Right.
And I shouldn't have said it, but it like came out, and it was like, your mom knows who I am. Say hello to her for me. She's probably wondering where you are. And I was like, why did I do that? Why did I get down to that level? And it was like, just one of those moments where I was just frustrated, and it's not who I am. So I pulled the tweet down, blocked him, because that's like the best way to do it, right? If you're in the position that Meanie and I are in sometimes, I see shit that comes to me all the time. I'm sure Meanie has stuff that comes to him all the time. No sell, block. I'm on to the next thing. I don't have fucking time.
Sometimes blocking's not good enough, just because the fact that then that's something for them to screen grab and go, oh, look, so-and-so blocked me. And then in a way that's kind of like a small victory for them.
Yeah.
I rather just like mute them and let them scream in the teeth
Oh, that's right. You can mute people on Twitter. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Mute them and just let them scream. And I'm over here. The worst thing you could do is to like a bully or a troll is ignore them.
Yeah.
They're jonesing for that reaction. And when they don't get it, they go, oh, well. You're
right. I was just thinking about it, though. You were saying about it, like, oh, trying to make yourself relevant, or, oh, who the fuck are you? Like, if Twitter went away tomorrow, if Elmo was like, I'm just going to shut down Twitter, I'm going to get rid of it now, goodbye. It doesn't matter. It's this space that's just there that doesn't mean anything. And it's ridiculous. And it's like, why is your value here on Twitter more than mine? Because you have a couple thousand. It just doesn't make any sense. It's so dumb. And I'm really trying to monitor my time on social media these days because I want to just be more present. But I agree, sir. I agree. But stop yelling at us on Twitter. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you. I actually, sir, while we've been sitting here talking, I have some breaking news for you. Major League Baseball has suspended, or disciplines rather, umpire Pat Hoberg for violating gambling rules. This is straight off of ESPN's website. MLB announced Friday a disciplined umpire Pat Hoberg for violating the league's gambling rules 10 days after the league levied a lifetime ban on a player for gambling and suspending 4 others for a year. He has denied betting on baseball. The exact nature of the discipline is unknown, but Hoberg has not umpired a game this season. Major League Baseball, the statement from MLB said they commenced an investigation regarding a potential violation of MLB's sports betting policies against umpire Hoberg. He was removed from the field during the pendency of that investigation. They did not find any evidence that the games that he called that were compromised or manipulated, but they said that his discipline was warranted and they cannot further comment. So Pat Hoberg is appealing that as well. So what are your thoughts on that? Seems like a lot of this shit's coming up now, isn't it?
If you have a job and one of their only things is, hey, don't gamble. Don't gamble. You have a job that, especially, baseball officials seem to have tenure for like forever. Except for, in the cases where Angel Hernandez, is kind of just like.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who was that again?
Angel Hernandez.
Angel Hernandez, you stink, and I don't like you.
Suck. Sorry. Go ahead.
Shout out to the Philly captain. I love him. But yeah, just, you basically have a job until you don't want it anymore with these, being a baseball official. Why fuck it up?
Yeah.
I don't get it. The Eagles are dealing with a thing now where they have a player who's coming back, Isaiah Rodgers, who was on the Colts, and he was suspended for a year, and the Eagles traded for him, during his suspension year, and the NFL just allowed him to come back. And from all reports, coming out of training camp, the OTAs, he looks like a steal. So, I think he learned his lesson with the gambling, and if you're making that much money playing a kid's game as an adult, don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Why fuck it up? That's the one rule. Don't gamble.
That's the only rule you have.
Yeah.
It's like, it's why I sometimes have
don't gamble. Don't do steroids. That's it.
It's like kind of why I have an issue sometimes with Pete Rose, like on top of multiple issues with Pete Rose. But it's like, dude, you had one fucking rule, man. Well, two, really. Like, don't fucking take steroids, and like, don't cheat, and don't gamble, and you'll be fine. Yeah. And he fucking, and it's like how? Like, what? Again, like, I don't want to judge anybody's journeys or whatever, their issues, but it's just like, it seems like that would be front of mind, I don't know.
Yeah. He played an era where they allowed you to, take speed, just just don't gamble. Don't do steroids. You take your greenies, Yeah. But,
take your CBD, which we offer here on the show. You'll hear the ad at the beginning of the show. Get your CBD.
Yes.
But no, I just, what was Bryce Harper drinking? What was it, tequila or vodka in the dugout the other day?
Was he?
I think so. Yeah, there was a video of him floating around taking a swig of something. I was like, attaboy. There we go. I like it. It's good shit, man. So,
good shit, pal.
Good shit. So what else is going on in the mind of the meanie, pal? What else is going on in your world?
Dude, speaking of baseball, me and Mrs. Meanie are always looking for, things to fall asleep to.
Yeah.
And, whatchamacallit, it'll be something, whether it's like a show we know by heart, you put it on, you don't have to pay attention, you just doze off, that kind of thing. Or it could be just anything. Mrs. Meanie went out and found a podcast, which the premise for the podcast, let me see if I can bring it up on my phone. I'm not going to play it, but I want to give it a proper shout out. So if you have trouble falling asleep like I do sometimes, it's a podcast based on fake baseball. It's like a fake radio broadcast of fake baseball games with fake teams, fake players. I'm logging out on Spotify now. Northwoods Baseball Sleep Radio. Crazy. You can find them on Spotify, but she'll put it on, and within about 10 minutes, I'm out.
Really?
Because, it's soft, monotone. Welcome to the so-and-so, whatever. The Cadillac Cars versus the South Haven Ravens. All right, first pitch. Down and outside. Just like slow motion.
Wow.
I'm just like, it's fucking amazing. But, I to give another podcast some love, but it's just something we found and something that works. And I know I have a friend who's struggling with sleep right now. Like he's gone, like he just can't fall asleep. And I'm thinking about recommending this to him, but just random shit. But dude, doing good. We had a good trip up to Connecticut. Went to visit the in-laws. her family is throwing us a wedding party in July in Connecticut, and had to go up and do some planning for that. And it's really cool. We were going to do a surprise wedding, and we thought, we're going to get so much fucking heat, and everybody's been cool. Both families have been cool, and planning a little wedding party, and we had a nice little trip. And like I said, it was it was a week ago today.
Crazy. We
were showing up, and the time goes by, but it's good. And shout out to everybody out there. We have a honeymoon fund, a honey fund. I'm blanking on it. I think it's honeyfund.com, Mr. and Mrs. Meanie. That everybody who donated and chipped in towards our honeymoon in September. We're going to Dublin, Ireland. People have been very generous with that. Yeah, honeyfund /site /Mr. and Mrs. Meanie. I feel funny posting on social media, but that's where my family follows me on social media, is family and friends. So
yeah,
it's been very cool, and can't wait to take our honeymoon in September to Dublin. We went to Dublin, fell in love with it, and can't wait to go back.
It's amazing. Yeah, like I said, you can go right here to honeyfund.com /site /Mr. Mrs. Meanie and help get the couple over there to Dublin and enjoy their honeymoon as well. It looks like it's going to be a great time. I've never actually been to Ireland, and I'd like to go.
Dude, you got to go. We're doing a rural pub tour.
That's awesome.
It's like 9 hours, and it's amazing. You just go to all these little spots where no tours probably would ever think to go to.
Yeah.
And we went to one pub that was in a grocery store, like a little bodega with a little bar in it. And it's amazing stuff. Good food, good drinks, good people. Made new friends. And the last stop was Bray, where Finn Balor's from. And some little message like, hey, because they're like in Bray on the beach, there's like this big mountain. I took a selfie with the mountain in the background. I was like, look where I'm at. He's like, hey, you gotta go to this place, that place, this. But he gave me all the places to go to, like as if he came to Philly, I would say something to him.
Yeah.
But love Ireland. We love going to London, but we've been to London twice. Now we're making Ireland twice, so it'll be a good time.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing all the stories when you get back, sir. Looks like it's going to be a blast. I actually am trying to, for the first time ever, I'm going to have to get my passport because I don't have it yet, and I don't know why, but I should have it because it's kind of an important thing. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it's not as painful as the DMV or getting my teeth pulled. But
I went to the post office, but to get it done. Go to like a CVS or whatever, get your passport photos done up, and then just go see if your local post office does it.
Yeah. I just, like I said, I have the paperwork here. I just haven't had a chance to do it, but I think it is time. And I believe, sir, it's also time to ask you a question.
Oh.
Would you?
God. I wonder what that would be.
I wonder if I may.
Yeah, of course.
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
Yeah, of course.
I can't remember what regular.
Never not funny. Never not funny.
The smoke kills me. Don't forget, tweet us your question.
When you put baby powder on a baby's ass and they fart.
I'm going to run it back one more time because I love it. Hold on.
Yeah. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something. Fantastic.
Love it. So good, man.
And fucking tastic.
So good. Don't forget to tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on the show. Matt from Dover wants to know thoughts on Joe Hendry.
People believe in him. Seems to be pretty fucking over.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. I don't get TNA TV, so I can't officially comment.
Yep.
Because it's not a part of my cable package. But I do find, like I've said, on my Mornings with Meanie show, you don't really need to watch wrestling. Just social media shows you everything anyway. But Joe Henry, definitely over.
Yeah. Seems like an over kind of guy.
Yeah.
Mike Jr. wants to know, what's the strangest place you've ever attended a party at?
Wow, that's a great question. Strangest place I ever attended a party. Ooh. I can't really think. Then again, what's strange to me, what's strange to some other person might be normal to me. I don't know.
True.
And just, as a kid, we went to a lot of, parties out in the, the woods, but, start a fire and drink some beer and stuff like that. Nothing really strange. Yeah. Been to a basement party in somebody's house with a full band playing. I'm like, this is kind of cool, My buddy had a band called the Dead Gerber Babies.
Oh, man.
And there was a couple other bands, and they're playing in a basement. I'm just like, this is kind of cool. And it was one of those basements you could actually stand up in, which was nice.
Yeah.
Those basements I have to fucking, walk over, walk like I'm fucking Quasimodo. And, but yeah, that's strange. I can't really think anything is strange. But that's a great question. You fucking stumped me on that one.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've been in some sketchy places. I've been in sketchy places with Mike Jr., but I don't know if I would constitute any of those being strange. I think just more why are we here? Probably shouldn't be here. I actually forgot something, sir. Forgot to ask you what you sipping on today, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of
my bad, dude.
Not to surprise no one. Fucking still drinking this Bellevue pumpkin pie fucking seltzer that I bought a million cases of because they were 78 cents a case. I
upgraded today. I got the actual sparkling ice berry lemonade, which is my favorite flavor. So I decided I was going to stop. Fancy, right? Spent the extra $2. So we're going to crack these suckers open and we're going to enjoy them in 3,
Sam
2, 1.
There we go.
Oh, it smells so good. Oh.
Pinkies up.
Mm-hmm. There she is. So good.
Warm.
There we go. All right, where's our next question coming from here? Looks like it's from our good friend. Where is it coming? Carlo, hold on. Not showing for some reason. What the fuck happened here, guys? I don't know. I'm going to read it here from the clip, and I'll just edit it in so you can see it. Hey, Blue and Goob. I figured I would ask you two gentlemen a question. We appreciate you, Carlo. What is the most normal activity that is not drinking that you have done in a bar? I, for example, started a chant for Swiss cheese in a bar and saw an episode of Seinfeld at a strip club. Fascinating.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows I go to my favorite bar on the planet, McCusker's. And it's just a place I go to when something big happens, Harry Callis died. We got to go to McCusker's and talk to everybody about it. The news broke, the news was leaking out that Osama bin Laden had been killed. We're like, oh shit. Yeah. Let's go to the fucking bar. And we're watching the fucking Phillies game at McCusker's, and then the news starts breaking out at the stadium, and they start chanting USA, USA at the Phillies Mets game. But most unusual thing I do at a bar other than drink. I have a conversation with people. Maybe not stare at my phone the whole time. Talk to strangers.
Which is one of the worst things in the world, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, it's so painful sometimes. It's like, okay. Oh, we're still doing this. Okay. I just want to enjoy my drink. I just want to eat. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh. Most unusual. I mean, I've had GI issues where I've had to run to the bathroom. Using bar bathrooms are fucking terrible. I'd rather shit at a bowling alley than a bar. Oh man. Most unusual. No, or most like that an activity that wasn't normal at a bar. No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I could tell you about the worst strip club experience I've ever had. It was my 18th birthday. It was horrible. I've never gone back after that. It was fucking terrible. But
I'm never a big strip club guy.
It's just I don't know, man. It's not my thing. I'm not knocking anybody's hustle, but
yes, so much awkwardness.
Yeah,
I just want to drink beer.
Yeah, because you got to. It's there's a whole thing to it. You all know. I mean, we're not breaking any new ground here. There's a whole thing. You got to tip everybody that comes over, and then it's oh, you want to do this? No, I just want to sit here and hang out with my buddies. I just want to drink, and it's oh, we could have done this at another bar, and I don't know, man. Yeah, I can't think of anything like that off the top of my head. Yeah,
I am the worst strip club, patron.
Well, I guess should I tell the story? I mean, it's not dirty. It's just it was my 18th birthday, and my buddies decided to take me to show and tell. Actually, over there by the ECW arena, and it's a Philly staple. If you grew up in the Philadelphia and surrounding suburbs, you went to show and tell at some point.
I once had to go buy handcuffs there for an ECW show while the ECW show was happening. Raven gave me a toy. Meanie, go find some handcuffs. I ran over to show and tell and bought a handcuff.
Dude, wait, were you gimmicked up too?
I don't think. No, I don't. I wasn't in gear.
I was gonna say, just picturing the Blue Meanie in full regalia running over to the fucking strip club. I need handcuffs.
Yeah. Bought handcuffs. Went back to the arena, and I bought 2 pairs
just in case.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, they the stripper that they had selected for my birthday was not really enthused about being there. She was really upset. She was really mad. And I was like, it's cool. You don't have to do this. And she was very aggressive, but mean about it, And so at show and tell, they put your hands behind your back for the lap dance. And it was very uncomfortable. I'm I really don't want to do this. This is very awkward.
It smells.
Oh, there is a strip club smell. There is a smell in the strip club. So, she took my belt off, and they usually they good-naturedly smack your back, you're your behind when you're up there, whatever. It's just part of a hey, happy, like a hazing thing, right? Yeah. She smacked me in succession 3 times across my back, shoulder down to my side here, my hip. Wow, just smack, and I went, what the fuck? To the point where the bouncer came over and grabbed the belt from her and was knock it the fuck off. Let this kid off the stage. And I had welts across my back for a week, dude. She fucking hit me so hard with that thing. And I was I'm never coming back to a fucking strip club. This was horrible. How do people enjoy this? No. I did not. So that would be I hope that answers your question, Carlo. Maybe that does. Maybe, I got beat up in a bar. Last question of the night. Lane Jaffe wants to know, this may be the most important question you've ever been asked. Does the toilet paper come off the top or the bottom?
Top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah, I'm not one of those under rollers. I don't know who. I don't understand that, but You want to pull. Do I have to explain the psychology of rolling toilet paper that you just pull it down?
You should all know this by now.
Gravity goes down. The people want to pull the toilet paper up.
Yeah. Why?
And then you have to reach behind it and
flip
it's
the
already
thing?
It's already doing the work for you being on top and facing down.
Oh, and then
and you just pull down.
It's a special kind of evil when they do that shit in public restrooms. And the paper is shit, so you have to like rip it and it's like stuck up in the fucking
Anytime I see a toilet paper dispenser ripped off a wall, I go, I get it. You really want to save a fucking couple nickels by making that thing super fucking tight where I'm just pulling one fucking brother? I need a baseball mitt. I want to be able to have a catch with it, just fucking get Randy, be able to catch a fucking Randy Johnson heater, just fucking and feel it. I need as much buffer as I can get.
Seriously, man. Yeah, I don't want to be touching any of that shit, dude.
Where are these fucking... Oh, let me pull it up. Fuck out of here.
Jesus, man. Well,
no, thank you.
Yeah, well, we want to thank you, though, for sending in your questions every week. We appreciate you. Don't forget to use the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear your question on the show. Meanie, I want to thank you, sir, for being a part of this program each and every week. And I want to know where everyone can keep up to date, on all things blue when they're not listening to the show. That was a delayed seltzer kiss right there.
Understandable. If you would like to follow Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, that's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Blue Meanie BWO, all forms of social media. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar Elbow, the wrestling brand. Collar Elbow brand. Go to collarebowbrand.com. Use coupon code Meanie or use coupon code MIND. Save 10% over at collarebowbrand.com. If you're in the Philly area and you need t-shirts, go to JPT's for your t-shirt printing needs. JPT's is a family-owned business that has been making quality printed shirts since 1986. So for more information, go to jptees.com. That's the letter J, the letter P, TEES.com. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton, doing an amazing job over there at MadCatBeardCare.com. All the money goes to taking care of all the feral cats in his neighborhood. He rounds them up, takes them to the vet, releases them back into the wild better than he found them. So go to madcatbeercare.com. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles in 2024. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters by the amazing Al Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or UPW Video Game. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Series. Let's start that one again. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available right now. All Series 1s can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. Get original, regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there is no wrong choice. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's PODSTARZ.net. Register your podcast, book the Blue Guy, and let's have a conversation over there at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Cameo.com. Please book through the site. Don't book through the app. The app takes too much of your hard-earned money, and the town sees none of it. So, if you want to make somebody's day a little bit brighter, go to Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. Book through the site, not through the app. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads This is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. So find me there. Follow me and come and say hi. You can check out my other show, Foundation Radio, by going to foundationradio.net. Listen to the archive there. You can also find the video episodes on there as well by going to youtube.com/@foundationradiopod. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Pittsburgh. They're in a sweet little town out there called Lawrenceville. So go out and check them out. Schedule your appointment today with Kane, Jordan, and the rest of the team at the 10thwardbarbershop.com. Also want to give a shout out to my friends at bodyslam.net. Officially, my first piece was published, today. You're listening to this on Monday, so it was Friday morning it was published. I wrote a piece about Chad Gable, the tragedy of Chad Gable, comparing him to Ajax from Greek mythology. So go ahead and check it out. It's a featured article right now at bodyslam.net. I appreciate all the feedback, all the wonderful commentary that I've got from everyone as well. Shout out to Joel Pearl, Jeremy Lambert at In the Weeds at Fightful Overbooked. They had me on this morning as well. So go ahead and check that out on the Fightful page. Let me try that one again. Let's rewind it back. ProWrestlingTees.com/MindOfTheMeanie. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa de Meanie and the Barnard home for wayward and troubled youth. Don't forget to subscribe. You can see the information right above there on Meanie's head, which you know if you're watching this, but go ahead and hit that subscribe button right in the corner there, youtube.com/@MindOfTheMeanie. Don't forget, go to patreon.com/MindOfTheMeanie. Sign up today and join us as we record live, early, and ad-free. You get to watch the show and interface with us, plus a lot of other cool shit that we have going on. Go ahead, and there's tiers that start at just $10 to join us, patreon.com/MindOfTheMeanie. Underneath us here is all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us at Mind of the Meanie. Follow and stay up to date with everything on the show. Meanie, I want to thank you for doing the program with me each and every week. I want to thank the Pod Squad for being here as well. And I want to thank you for listening. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. Share it with your friends, your enemies, some guy you just met at Wawa, whatever you want to do. We're totally cool with that as well. Buy him a coffee if you'd like to as well. That's the Philly way. So for the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/MindOfTheMeanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.